Hi guys, and welcome back to another Munchie Monday. Today I'm going to be trying Mr. Make It Happen's recipe for chocolate chip cookies, but his are just a bit more chocolatey. Let's see how. So first we're going to separate the dry and wet ingredients. Y'all came for me in the last video when I tried Jay Nice's recipe and I didn't do that. Don't do it this time. Okay, so now we're going to mix 2 3/4 cups of flour. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And it's funny because in his video he said baking powder, but then in the comments he corrected it and said baking soda. And y'all came for me for that too, because I accidentally used baking soda instead of baking powder. Anyways, he also said a pinch of salt. Now with him and smoking and grilling with AB be saying a pinch, they really saying a lot. So I've used a half a teaspoon of salt for past cookie recipes. So I'm thinking that looks like more than a pinch. That's a lot of salt. Nope. He said a pinch. I'm using a pinch. Nah. All right. So I'm just gonna gauge what I think a pinch might be. Pinch. Okay, I guess that is about a pinch. It just looks like a lot. Okay, so we'll finish mixing the dry ingredients after we mix the wet ones. I don't know why he did it like that. Maybe there's a reason, but I'm gonna follow it. Okay, so now we're gonna mix 1 cup of melted butter, unsalted, 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of regular sugar. And he says he uses more brown sugar than regular sugar because apparently the brown sugar makes the cookies a little more chewy. Alright, so now it's time for 1 egg, room temperature. So these were in the refrigerator, so I put them in warm water. So 1 egg, and you guys know you're not supposed to crack an egg over the mixture, but so 1 egg and then 1 egg yolk. So let's see how we can do this part. Okay, there's the egg. Maybe I can make some sort of buttery omelet when I'm done there. Okay, so let's see how we can get this yolk out of there. Come on, yolky. Come on. Okay, it's in the spoon. Let's try and drain that. Let's try and drain the egg white is what that is. Just there we go. And 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I feel like vanilla extract is one of those things you can pour over the mixture, because if just a little bit more gets in there, it's okay. It only makes it more delicious. So now we mix that up. Mix, 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 da-da-dun-da-da-dun. Mix, 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 da-da-dun-da-da-dun. I always sing the same songs. So now we take our whisk and again mix, 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 da-da-dun-da-da-dun. Mix, 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 da-da-dun-da-da-dun. Okay, bring back the wet ingredients. Go on ahead and mix it in little by little. I think that's enough. We won't use our whisk for that. Instead, we'll use a rubber spatula and just fold the dry ingredients in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of it in. Mix it until it looks like cookie dough. This spatula is making it kind of hard. He said to use it though, so I almost want to pull out the hand mixer. But you know, some things are very cooking and baking especially can be very particular. So I'm gonna follow the recipe exactly how it said. All right, that looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna add in le chocolat. So it's gonna be half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. That's really enough. I don't like chocolate the most. A cup of white chocolate chips. Now, I was in the store looking like, what's really going on? Because the chocolate chips say white chips, but the white chocolate chips rather say white chips, but all the other brown chocolate says semi-sweet chocolate chips, milk chocolate chips, dark chocolate chips. I'm like, what's going on? Have we been duped? Do white chocolate, does white chocolate not exist? So then I see a bar of white chocolate. And I'm like, okay, so I guess white chocolate doesn't. So I have to look it up. And apparently, white chocolate can only be white chocolate in bar form. And white chocolate chips cannot be called white chocolate chips because technically they're not chocolate. Because in order to be chocolate, you have to have, it has to, something has to be in it. And for white chocolate chip, they use palm oil instead of whatever it is that white chocolate needs to be technically white chocolate. Yeah, I found it interesting. Maybe you will too. All right, so now 3/4 cups of toffee chips. Okay, so fold that right on in. That is a lot of candy. And he made kind of like a pizookie thing too. So I'm thinking that might be fun. Maybe we'll make some cookies and a pizookie. Make sure you mix that all in, because all the way to the bottom is, it'll be, you know, you don't want one piece to have a bunch of chocolate and toffee pieces and then one piece to have like none in there. All right, that looks about mixed up enough to me. So now we're going to chill this. I'm going to cover it a little bit and chill it for about 30 minutes. All right. Make sure your oven is preheated to 350 Fahrenheit while it's chilling. Okay, so I'm going to take a little baker's joint and spray our cast iron skillet and our baking sheet. Probably didn't need to spray the baking sheet, but who cares? So I'm going to try to make the pizookie. That's probably not enough. So let's try and make that a little flat. This is probably a bigger cast iron skillet than is ideal for making a pizookie. Unless this is like one of those family style ones, you know, they serve at BJ's for more than one person. But I just want to see that cakey difference that the pizookie tends to come with in comparison to cookies, average cookies. Okay, so there's the pizookie, and now I'm just gonna roll the cookies. Don't make them too big, probably about 1 inch to 2 inches apart from each other. And what he says that putting the cookie dough in the refrigerator does is make it so that when the cookies bake, they're not super flat, which is not a good look apparently. Apparently they will still taste the same, but the look of it is not ideal. They'll be super flat if you don't let them chill. Which I think is true, because I did try a recipe before and I did not chill them and they came out pretty flat. And they were delicious, but you know, when they're flat, it kind of scares you, like, whoop. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven. The recipe calls for baking them for 9 to 11 minutes. So I'm going to come back at around 10 minutes and see how they're looking. Check back in for the taste test. Okay, so this is how everything looks. We're gonna let them cool for 10 minutes and then come back for the taste test. All right, guys, now it's time for the taste test. Scrumptious. Which one? This one. Oh, it broke. Well, now you guys can take a look inside. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Those are good. Wow. I don't even need to taste the Pizookie one because this tastes kind of Pizookie-ish. Wow. I think I'm gonna add a little ice cream to this. Make a little ice cream cookie sandwich. But yeah, this is delicious. This is great. Thank you, Mr. Make It Happen. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in. And y'all come back now, you hear?